Hi, everybody. It's Kirsten Mays from Citizenship Academy, and today we are going to be learning about a brand new character trait. So last week we talked about creativity, and so this week we are going to be talking about perspective. So when one has perspective, they appreciate that people see things in different ways. They have the ability to understand the world from multiple points of view. So it's kind of like open mindedness, right? People have different ways of viewing different things, and that's okay. Everybody can look at things in a different way. Sometimes people look at the sun and say that it's too bright. But when I look at the sun, I'm like, oh, yes, I love the warmth. I'm always so cold, so I need all of the sun, right? Okay, so today's quote is that sometimes all it takes is a tiny shift of perspective to see something familiar in a totally new light. So that means that maybe you only think that the sun is too bright until you listen to Miss Mays when she says, well, I'm always so cold. I love the warmth of the sun. And then you're like, oh, you're right. The sun is warm. It's not too bright. It's warm. Okay, so today's video is Hey Little Ant, and I'm very excited because it's pretty interesting.
Hey Little Ant. Written by Philip and Hannah Hoos. Illustrations by Debbie Tilley. Hey Little Ant. Hey Little Ant down in the crack. Can you hear me? Can you talk back? See my shoe? Can you see that? Well, now it's gonna squish you flat. Please, oh please, do not squish me. Change your mind and let me be. I'm on my way with a caramel pie. Please, oh please, don't make me die. Anyone knows that ants can't feel. You're as tiny. You don't look real. I'm so big and you're so small. I don't think it'll hurt at all. But you're a giant and giants can't know how it feels to be an ant. Come down close. I think you'll see that you're very much like me. Are you crazy? Me? Like you? I have a home and a family too. You're just a speck that runs around. No one would care if my foot came down. Oh, big friend, you are so wrong. My nest mates need me because I am strong. Dig our nest and feed baby nests too. I must not die beneath your shoe. But my mom says that ants are rude. They carry off our picnic food. They steal our chips and breadcrumbs too. It's good if I squish a crook like you. Hey, I'm not a crook, kid. Read my lips. Sometimes ants need crumbs and chips. One little chip can feed my town. So please don't make your shoe come down. But all my friends squish ants each day. Squishing ants is a game we play. They're looking at me, they're listening too. They all say I should squish you. I can see you're big and strong. Decide for yourself what's right and wrong. If you were me and I were you, what would you want me to do? Should the ant get squished? Should the ant go free? It's up to the kid, not up to me. We'll leave the kid with the raised up shoe. What do you think that kid should do?
Okay. So, we are just going to go over these questions. Now, remember, we aren't turning anything in until Friday. So just think about these questions. If you want to answer them, maybe you have somebody to turn and talk to next to you, or you can just answer them in your head. So our first question is, what was the boy's perspective on squishing the ant? So why did the boy squish the ant? Why did he think that squishing ants was normal? What was the ant's perspective on being squished? Did the ant want to be squished? Why or why not? And finally, how can seeing someone else's perspective show that other people matter? The ant didn't want to get stepped on, right? Why did it show that other people matter when the boy didn't step on the ant? All right, you can answer those 3 questions in your head, and don't worry about turning anything in. Thank you so much for learning about perspective with me today, and we will visit day 2 tomorrow. Have a good night.